"Get that black janitor and his boy out my server room. Now!" The shout tore through the marble corridor of Riverside Academy. Teachers froze. Students turned. Whispers rippled like wind in a church. At the end of the hallway, 11-year-old Malik Morrison sat on a janitor's cart, his small fingers flying over the keys of an old laptop. Beside him stood his father Jamal, sweat on his brow, mop still dripping on the spotless floor. Principal Ethan Hartford's shoes clicked closer, anger echoing louder than sense. "You think you can fix what my IT staff couldn't?" Jamal's voice stayed calm. "Sometimes the people you overlook are the ones who save you. If you believe genius has no color, keep watching till the end. You're about to see justice unfold." Monitors flickered. The hallway lights dimmed, throwing long shadows over polished trophies and nervous faces. Ethan's jaw tightened, the rich red of his tie trembling with each breath. A silence followed, thick, waiting, electric. Malik's laptop beeped once, sharp and sure. Every head turned toward that sound, hope and disbelief colliding in the same breath. The story of father and son had just begun. Sunlight poured through the tall glass windows of Riverside Academy, washing the marble halls in gold. Students in spotless uniforms laughed beside their lockers, their voices echoing like privilege. At the far end, Jamal Morrison pushed his mop cart quietly, the squeak of the wheels the only sound that belonged to him. He wiped a framed photo of the school's founder, a smiling white man in a tailored suit, and whispered, "Still shining for people who never look down." Inside the janitor's closet, Malik sat cross-legged with a second-hand laptop, its cracked screen glowing against the dim light. "Dad, one day I'll build a computer lab for kids like me," he said, typing lines of practice code. Jamal smiled without stopping his work. "First rule, son, keep the floor clean and your mind sharper." Across the courtyard, Principal Ethan Hartford sipped coffee from a silver mug, glancing down at them through the glass. To him, Jamal wasn't a man, just a background noise that made his school look perfect. Malik looked up from his keyboard, eyes reflecting the American flag waving outside. "Funny," he murmured. "They say this place teaches excellence, but not for everyone." Jamal stopped mopping, gave a small nod. "Real excellence doesn't beg to be seen, son. It proves itself." Outside, the first alarm from the server room began to beep. The calm was over. The shrill buzz of the intercom broke through the morning calm. "Principal Hartford, sir, the entire network just went down. Nothing's working." Within minutes, Ethan stormed to the hall with 2 IT specialists trailing behind him, panic hiding under his polished anger. Jamal paused mid-swipe, glancing toward the commotion. "Something's wrong upstairs," he muttered. "Maybe I can help." Malik looked up from his laptop. "They won't listen, Dad." "I have to try," Jamal said, setting the mop aside and straightening his faded blue uniform. He stepped into the office doorway. "Sir, I used to work in computer security. Maybe I can take a look." Ethan turned sharply, disbelief curling into a smirk. "Morrison, with all due respect, this isn't a janitor's problem." The IT man chuckled. "We're charging $500 an hour to fix this. Maybe stick to floors." The laughter stung, but Jamal didn't move. "I wasn't joking, sir. I know what I'm doing." Ethan's voice cut like glass. "If you did, you wouldn't be cleaning my hallways." Malik's small fists clenched at his sides. He whispered under his breath, "Then we'll show them what real work looks like." The lights flickered once more, red alarms flashing across monitors, and somewhere deep inside the system, Malik's quiet defiance began to wake. "Keep watching, because the truth you're about to see will flip every prejudice upside down." Down in the basement maintenance room, the old lights hummed against cracked white walls. Jamal sorted cleaning bottles, but Malik sat on the floor beside a tangle of wires, his small laptop glowing in the dimness. "I think I found a pattern," he whispered. "This is a random crash. It's coded like a challenge." Jamal frowned. "Son, don't mess with their systems. They've already made their opinion of us clear." "I'm not breaking in," Malik said calmly. "I'm reading what's public, like checking a radio signal." Lines of strange symbols flashed on the screen. Malik's eyes narrowed. The virus repeats every 10 seconds. Whoever did this wanted attention. Above them, footsteps thundered and voices barked orders. Ethan's voice echoed through the vent, sharp and furious. Find the signal. It's coming from the guest network. Jamal turned toward the door. Malik, stop. Right now. Before he could pull the plug, the door burst open. 2 guards shoved inside, followed by Ethan and the IT crew. There! Ethan shouted, caught red-handed. Malik froze. Jamal stepped in front of him. So, it was you, Ethan sneered. A janitor and his boy hacking my school? Sir, he was trying to help. Help? Ethan cut him off. You people always say that right before you break something. Jamal's voice shook but didn't bend. You call him boy, but he's the only one here fixing your mess. The basement conference room felt colder than a freezer. A single fluorescent tube buzzed above the long metal table where Jamal and Malik sat, hands folded, faces calm but hearts racing. Across from them, Principal Ethan Hartford leaned back in his chair, the word authority written all over his expression. Board members lined the wall, like judges waiting for a confession. So, Ethan began, tapping his pen. This is a father-son team that shut down my school? Jamal met his stare. No, sir. The father and son trying to bring it back. A few chuckles rolled through the room. Chad Wellington, the chairman, smirked. You? A janitor? Fixing a cyber attack. Jamal kept his tone level. Sometimes it's not about what's in your title. It's about what you know. Ethan turned to Ashley Wells, the school's tech coordinator, checked their laptop. Ashley hesitated, scrolling through Malik's code. Her eyes widened. Principal Hartford, he's not attacking. He's cleaning the system. His program's restoring files. Ethan's smirk faltered. That's impossible. Ashley shook her head. It's already recovered 20% of the data. Silence. All eyes turned toward Malik. If you stop treating me like a suspect, he said quietly, I can finish fixing it. Ethan's jaw clenched, pride cracking like glass. Wellington exhaled. Give him access. Let's see if the janitor's kid can do what our experts couldn't. The server room roared with static and heat. Rows of blinking lights cast a blue glow over Malik's determined face as he connected his small laptop to the main console. Behind the glass wall, board members watched in breathless silence. Ethan folded his arms, still trying to look in control, but already losing it. Malik turned to him, eyes sharp and fearless. Give me 10 minutes, he said, voice steady, and your entire system comes back. Or don't, and watch everything disappear forever. The challenge hung in the air. For a moment, no one moved. Then Chad Wellington nodded. Let the boy work. Malik's fingers flew across the keyboard, tapping like a heartbeat. Lines of code streamed faster than anyone could follow. This isn't random, he murmured. It's math with attitude. Somebody want to be clever. He restructured the sequence, mapping it in his head like a melody. Files began reappearing. First a few, then hundreds. Ashley Wells gasped. He's recovering 90% of the data. This isn't human speed. Ethan's voice dropped to a whisper. He's rewriting it all. Jamal stood silently behind his son, hands clasped, pride burning in his eyes. Malik hit one final key. Every screen in the room blinked from red to green. Ashley smiled through disbelief. It's done. Malik exhaled slowly. No, ma'am. It's just cleaned. The boy stepped back as the room fell into stunned, reverent silence. The hum of the servers faded into a calm, steady rhythm. Every monitor glowed green. Files restored, order reborn. Applause filled the glass room, but none of it reached Jamal and Malik. For them, victory wasn't noise. It was quiet, like dignity finally breathing. Principal Ethan Hartford stepped forward, his voice softer now. Mr. Morrison, Malik, I don't know how to thank you. Jamal met his eyes, the same calm that had been mistaken for weakness now shining like steel. Start by remembering who you doubted, he said. Ethan looked down, guilt shadowing his face. He reached to shake Jamal's hand, but Jamal only nodded once and turned away. Behind him, Malik gently closed his laptop, the reflection of green light dancing across his dark eyes. Ashley Wells smiled faintly. You didn't just fix a system, Malik. You saved the school. He gave a small shrug. Then maybe it's time the school learns what real excellence looks like. They walked down the hall. They once cleaned in silence. Students parted to let them pass, eyes full of a new kind of respect. Outside, the flag rippled under the setting sun. Jamal placed a hand on his son's shoulder. Excellence doesn't wear a badge, he said softly. It works in silence. Share this story if you believe respect should be earned by truth, not by title.